Now it's our turn with judges Martin Short, Misha Bruger-Gossman, and Stefan Macchia.
I love it. I want to show Canada that I've got what it takes.
It's the show where everything and anything is possible. Dina Pugliese hosts Canada's Got Talent. Premieres 8 Sunday on City TV.
At this rate, I don't think I'll ever be able to retire.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like you need help with your RSPs.
Yeah.
By following BMO Smart Steps for investing, you keep more of your money and secure it for your retirement.
Sounds like I can retire.
Maybe you should retire that headband.
It's fashionable.
Be clear about how to invest better with BMO Smart Steps for investing. BMO Bank of Montreal. Making money makes sense.
There are times that count. Times that are once in a lifetime. Times that are said and done in a split second. There are times when you get one chance to make a lasting impression. And times when you absolutely can't be wrong. There are times to laugh and times to cry. And times when you may want to do both. And for all those times that count, count on Canon.
This is the Chevrolet Volt, the planet's first electric vehicle with an extended range. Designed to go where no electric car has gone before. As far as you want, whenever you want. From your daily commute to your weekend escape. Because an electric car should be full of possibilities, not limitations. This is the Chevrolet Volt. Chevrolet, driving our world forward.
My husband, Hank, was always fun. Never took life too seriously. Till our son was born. That day, he bought life insurance. Now there's no way I could send our boy to college without it. If there was one thing I could say to Hank, it'd be thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Hank.
Life insurance you can use while you're still living.
You are one lucky lady.
Learn more from your State Farm agent today.
At Amway, our positive outlook comes naturally. We harvest plant ingredients from our own organic farms, ingredients found in our Neutralite supplements, and offer more than 450 quality products, from planet-positive cleaners to botanically infused skincare. Positivity, powering the products, the people, and the businesses of Amway. To learn more, contact an Amway independent business owner.
Big weekend on Saturday, as usual on Sportsnet. Manchester City on Sportsnet at 10 o'clock will take on Bolton Wanderers as the leaders try and stay in front of the pack. 9:30 Eastern, our coverage gets underway. Meanwhile, on Sportsnet World, the match comes your way from the Hawthorns. It's West Bromwich Albion as they take on Chelsea. So two big games on Sportsnet and Sportsnet World. First Man City against Bolton, and then West Bromwich Albion taking on Chelsea on Sportsnet World at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. So we're just about set for the start of the second half. From Cyprus, Kevin McKenna, all smiles. Why not? I got my goal. What about you guys? Time for somebody else to get one. As Canada leads, Canada and Armenia, are level at 1 apiece. McKenna with the goal for Canada and Marcos Pizzali the goal for Armenia. And there's a look at Pizzali, who scored in the 23rd minute. Won 3 scoring titles in the Armenian top flight. He has, and now he has 6 goals for his country. And the new goalkeeper, as you can see, for Canada, as we told you off the top of the show, Stephen Hart basically said it from the outset that both goalkeepers would play, and so Milan Borjan takes a seat, and now Kenny Stamatopoulos comes into play, wearing number 22, the 32-year-old from Markham, Ontario, making his 8th appearance for Canada. He's always It's always like Kenny Stamatopoulos is the fallback guy if there's nobody else around. I don't say that disrespectfully, but that's almost the way it has worked out for him over the years.
And he's always happy to show up as well, and he never lets anybody down. It's a different set of circumstances for Stamatopoulos this particular half, with the wind behind him, the shots coming into the wind, which pose their own challenging problems of their own. As he moves around, Knuckles doesn't get to you quite as fast, but we would have had a good warm-up at halftime, and we'll be ready to go, we hope.
There's Mosissian again. Cross in front, headed away by Klukowski, and then another clearance by Klukowski. And it appears as though Stamatopoulos is the only substitution made by either side to start this second half. We fully expect there will be more as this half rolls along, but for now, Stamatopoulos is the only change by either team. Armenia in possession, and now they let it go through into touch, and so it's a throw in for Canada. There are a few fans here. It's not completely empty, as you saw there. Armenia played Serbia yesterday on this very pitch, lost by a score of 2-0. A different team, however, a roster of 31 players called in by head coach Vardan Minassian. Now here's Mosissian again. Mosissian shot deflected. Cleared back into the middle by Klukowski. That was an odd way to try and get rid of the ball.
That was sloppy. And I've counted 5 or 6 times when Canada have done that poorly, trying to clear their lines, giving the ball away, and a result coming with a shot that is shot over the bar. Armenia from distance have scored, also failed to hit the target on many occasions.
So Stamatopoulos, first touch on the ball. Flicked on by Ledgerwood. Jackson can't get there, knocked into touch by Hovsepian. Here's Klukowski. Edgar. McKenna. McKenna's ball, it appears as though it'll go right through the end line, and it does, for a goal kick. That's the captain, Sargis Hovsepian. Berezovsky, 70th cap for his country. Hovsepian. This is Mikoyan. Dedegarian. There's Mosissian again. Adam Straith marking him. This will be a corner kick, however. Well, no, it's not Mosissian. I thought it was. I had the same mind that Mosissian did. The referee had another idea. You might have heard that terrible call.
Yeah. I'm not sure it was a terrible call, actually. I thought it might have come off Mosissian last, so we'll agree to disagree, right?
You know, there's not a whole lot of fans in the stadium when you can hear the players when they're not even yelling, and he wasn't really yelling.
Well, it's unusual, isn't it, playing an international game of any sort, whether it's a friendly or competitive, without any support really whatsoever from either country. Minimal anyway. Canada normally fares pretty well when they're playing in neutral grounds.
Waiting for a ball here to get things back in play. Early stages of the second half. It's a 1-1 scoreline in Cyprus, and the fans that are in the stadium coming to life there momentarily. That's a misfire by Edgar. And that shot doesn't trouble Stamatopoulos. Well, that was a mistake by Edgar, allowing Uzbelis to get a shot away.
Add that to the list of times where Canada have given the ball away, as well as add it to the list of the poor efforts from Armenia from long distance, which again, they have scored from, but missing the net on many occasions. And again, there, not troubling the goalkeeper this time, Stamatopoulos.
It was Edgar trying to get the ball across to Klikowski, but his touch was poor, and he fed it right into the path of Uvzilis.
I know they want to play out of the back. They want to possess the ball, Canada, but to be able to do it without making too many mistakes, because the better teams are going to hurt you. And if you give the ball away as many times as Canada has, eventually it's going to.
Sissien. Canada players looking for the offside flag. It was never going to come. And Sissien continues to be their most dangerous player.
Yeah, this ball gets laid into him. Perfectly played. Gets it out of his feet. Decent strike, but can't keep it on target. It swerves wide of Stamatopoulos' goal. Where Canada's goal is going to come from, where the opportunity is going to come from. Simeon Jackson has hardly touched the ball. Josh Simpson has hardly got any possession on the ball. Ricketts early on had some, caused some trouble. The goal came from a set piece, which is Canada have capitalized on many times before, but need more than that if they're going to qualify for the World Cup 2014.
The two strikers on the bench are completely different types of players to Simeon Jackson. It's Rob Friend and Marcus Haber, who are both big target guys who require service, usually from the flanks, as Canada will have a free kick here, and that foul against Atiba Hutchinson. So Friend and Haber on the bench. No substitutions yet for Canada other than the goalkeeping change. Stamatopoulos for Borjan. So Canada lining up to take a free kick. Will it be McKenna? De Guzman is there, and so is Edgar. Edgar looks poised to take it. Touch to Edgar. Edgar's shot. Seemed like I heard a whistle just as he took it. So there is encroachment, and so Arthur Yadagarian says, what? I don't believe that he's booked for encroachment. You don't see that one very often. And so they'll do it again.
Well, the referee told him a long time in advance that he's watching that, and they completely ignored him, and he got booked for it. They're going to do this again.
So they're lining up the very same way, with McKenna touching it to De Guzman, who's telling Ledgerwood to get out of the way. And the referee still doesn't like the way it's set up, and now we're finally set to do this again. Opportunity here for David Edgar to put Canada in front. There's a shot deflected, but it falls kindly to Roman Berezovsky.
Berezovsky's not going to have any troubles with that one.
I think it was deflected. I may be wrong about that. I thought it was deflected a little bit, but at any rate, Berezovsky was able to handle it. Ledgerwood tried to chest it, ended up being cleared by Straight. Back heel there towards Jackson. Atiba Hutchinson. Hutchinson just simply turned and went down there. This is Klikowski. There's Josh Simpson, who makes a nice move, and a second nice move. Ball into the box. Clipped away by Alexanian. And a foul by Simpson, and so they played it quickly. Cut out by De Guzman, though. Armenia back the other way now. Uzbidis. Foul there by Ledgerwood. Mkhitaryan puts it in play quickly. Yadagarian, who picked up the caution a moment ago for encroachment on that free kick. Touched back by Artak Yadagarian. Back to Artak Yadagarian. Mkhitaryan. There's Uzbidis. Back to Mkhitaryan. Seppian. Here's a wasted ball. Is it a corner kick? Will be a corner kick. That's Henrik Mkhitaryan who took that shot. Guzman slow to get up. Still 1-1 the score. Nicely into the second half here. Fourth corner kick for Armenia. Looks like Aras Özbilis over there to take this one. That's not his best effort. A high looping corner kick, and so it'll be a goal kick now for Kenny Stamatopoulos. Busy day on the Sportsnet network of channels. England, Netherlands on the 4 main channels. Coverage getting underway at 2:30 for a 3 o'clock kickoff. That's England against the Netherlands. England with caretaker manager Stuart Pearce in charge until the FA decide what they want to do in terms of replacing the departed Fabio Capello. Free kick here for Canada.
International friendlies all over the world. You say every team that's qualified for Euro are all in action today. Taking the opportunity to get themselves prepared for the competition that starts in exactly 100 days. For Canada, Armenia here today, this is about getting themselves prepared for World Cup qualifying. Taking something from it. Canada started brightly, Jerry. It hasn't been the case ever since the first 15 minutes. Canada really struggled to get a hold of the ball, possess the ball, create opportunities, and they have been few and far between other than the goal off a set piece from Kevin McKenna.
Guzman with some nice moves there and a nice pass, and Canada still in possession. Simpson to Klukowski, back to Simpson. Simpson bumps with Hovsepian. Down goes Simpson. Hovsepian says, what? And it is a free kick for Canada.
Seems to have been marked very closely on that flank. Like a decent challenge. The game more and more becoming a game of non-contact.
So de Guzman will take this free kick. Not quite an hour played yet. The booking right there. That's Özbilis has been booked.
Yeah, he's not happy with the referee's not happy with him not backing up far enough, and that's the second time we've seen that from this official.
So 2 Armenian players have been booked, both basically for the same thing. That's Arthur Yetagarian and now Aras Özbilis. Here's de Guzman's free kick. Oh, that's a good one! Wow, you'll never come closer than that. Set pieces is where Canada's going to score, it would appear, and that was a great opportunity. Goal-scoring opportunity of which there have been few and far between since the early stages goes begging there for Canada, and it holds at 1-1. Armenia in possession with Yetagarian. McKenna clips it to the side. Straith knocks it into touch. Throw in here for Yetagarian. Mkhitaryan back to Yetagarian. Mkhitaryan couldn't get past McKenna, who stood his ground. Diva Hutchinson, he can't get free. Complaining he'd been fouled. Play continues with Hovsepian. Tried to get it to Movsisian. Quickly put back in play, Pizzali. That went off Özbilis. Mkhitaryan disagrees. Throw in for Canada. There's Mike Klukowski, who plays in Turkey, Manisaspor. His teammate used to be Josh Simpson, who left Manisaspor with a dispute over pay. Played down reports that it was a very unfriendly departure. Says things weren't that bad in the end, but needed to get out. Now plays in Switzerland for Young Boys, one of the top clubs in the Swiss League. Meanwhile, Armenia continued to come at Canada. Bukowski's ball cleared off the Armenian. Throw in for Canada. We've played an hour. You can probably expect to start to see some substitutions. That would be my guess, although no sign of it yet. Here's Toussaint Ricketts.
Oh, he showed way too much of the ball. First touch was poor. Finally had some space as well. It's been 45 minutes since Ricketts had any possession and space.
Attendance is 11.
It's more than we expected.
There's a foul by Arthur Yetagarian, and so a free kick for Canada. They're running interference there on Ricketts.
You know, it's a decent foul though to take. You know, when they know how dangerous he is and the pace that he has, and they, you know, giving a foul away in that particular area of the pitch isn't the worst.
Bukowski into the mixer there. McKenna couldn't get to it, neither could Jackson. Hutchinson can't handle that one, and here comes Armenia. And Stamatopoulos has to hustle to prevent that from going out for a corner kick. And it looks like we're now set to make some substitutions. We'll let you know who these are, as obviously Nana Atakora and Ian Hume are both getting set to come into this match. Simpson and Straith will be coming out. So Atakora will replace Straith, and Hume will replace Simpson. So there's Nana Atakora, who is out of contract in Major League Soccer, has been training with Hibs on trial. That trial has ended. He expects to go back to North America at the conclusion of this and see what his future holds. And there's Ian Hume, who comes into the match. Hume, who plays at Preston North End, making his 34th appearance for Canada. So a couple of substitutions for Canada right now. Simpson and Hume, or Simpson replaced by Hume, and Straith replaced by Nana Atakora. Atakora, a one-time Toronto FC player, most recently with San Jose, was traded there last summer, out of contract. He may very well end up back with San Jose, but that remains to be seen. That's purely speculative. Here's a corner kick, and it's right into the waiting hands of Stamatopoulos. Stamatopoulos now puts it back in play. Is there another goal in this game? One from each side in the first half. McKenna in the 5th minute for Canada. Vaselli in the 23rd for Armenia. Nothing to speak of in this second half. Armenia in possession. That's clipped out there by Nana Atakora. That ball deflected, and it looks like it might be a corner kick for Armenia. McKenna and Edgar, a couple of towering center backs for Canada. Corner kick now from Uzbelis. Again, Stamatopoulos takes command in his box. This is Hume, who has just stepped onto the pitch. Couldn't find Jackson with a wayward pass. There's Uzbelis. This is Bukowski. Now it's Ricketts with space down the left side. Hume in the middle. Ricketts goes down. No foul called despite complaints from Ricketts. It is a throw-in for Canada. Ledgerwood. Now McKenna. Plays it back. A lazy one all the way back to Stamatopoulos. De Guzman in the middle. Ledgerwood. Now Hutchinson. Oh, and Hutchinson with a bad pass. Here's Movsisyan. Movsisyan is in. You're a Movsisyan around Stamatopoulos, but Edgar is there to save the day. Movsisyan has had chance after chance after chance, and that time it was the defender Edgar who stymied him.
Yeah, he has had some opportunities, hasn't he? And this again, Canada giving the ball away cheaply. Him breaking in the box. Goes around Stamatopoulos, who does well to push him wide. Doesn't reach in. Could have easily pulled him down for a penalty. Good work from Edgar saving it on the line.
So here's Uzbelis with the ensuing corner kick. That's a good one. Punched away by Stamatopoulos. Shot by Victor off the bar and follow up. Oh, they've scored again. And it's got his second is Marcos Pizzelli. The initial shot went banging off the crossbar right back to Pizzelli, and he made good on the second opportunity for a 2-1 Armenia lead.
Nice little finish from inside close distance. Stamatopoulos under lots of pressure gets a pretty good punch out and not bad to the top of the box. What a strike that was. It comes off the crossbar. All the Canada white shirts are all admiring the strike. Didn't close down anybody first to react as Pizzelli into the back of the net. 2-1 Armenia. They deserve it. After the first 15 minutes, Canada had some action. Looked pretty sharp. Outside of that, it's been all Armenia. Canada giving the ball away all over the park.
So the Brazilian-born Pizzelli now has 2 in the match, 7 goals in 18 appearances for his adopted country. 2-1 Armenia. Halfway through the second half now.
In all fairness, Jerry, I mean, Armenia is not really giving Canada a kick since that opening 15, 20 minutes.
The only time Canada look as if they might get something is off a set piece.
It does. Eventually, Armenia know they let Canada have a certain amount of possession, passing it around. Eventually, somebody's coughing it up, giving the ball away, and they've pounced on it. Could have had more than 2 off giveaways alone. There they go again.
Kwiatkowski runs into trouble. They've conspired to take the ball from him. There's a left-footed shot saved. Stamatopoulos. It'll be a corner kick, but another save by Stamatopoulos off Uzbelis.
Nice work. Good close control. Top of the box, just inside. Nice low shot. He's got one thing in mind, that's getting to the net. It's a decent strike and a really good save from Stamatopoulos.
And so a corner kick, and it's Uzbelis taking it. Knocked away. There's Yedogarian into the box. Oh, and that was Mkhitaryan, I believe, who just kind of popped it off the crossbar. So Henrik Mkhitaryan comes close to making it 3-1 for Armenia.
Nice second ball in after originally coming up off the set piece. Delivery is much better from Armenia as the game's going on. And second time they've hit the woodwork in this half.
Stephen Hart was saying that the focus and the talk this week has been about making that final pass and finishing your chances. Well, maybe it should have been about not giving the ball away.
Yeah, it's one thing to want to play possession on the back, and the players like to do that. But from what we've seen here, are they capable of doing it? They are sometimes, but if they aren't on the game, they're giving the ball away. I've got 9 times in their own zone, with 5 or 6 shots coming from Armenia because of it. That's way too many. At this level, you got no chance of qualifying for the World Cup if you do that.
That's Ricketts on a pass from Hume, and he can't keep it in play. So Artak Yedagarian to Mikoyan. Berezovsky back to Mikoyan. Canada trying to get something generated offensively, but it won't happen here. Inside the final 20 minutes. Kevin McKenna with the first goal of the game for Canada, and then Marcos Pizzelli with 2, one in the first half, and then a follow-up goal just a few moments ago to give Armenia the lead. Hume complaining he was fouled. No dice. There's a ball from Mosisian. Mosisian trying to get around McKenna. Stamatopoulos out, and Mosisian just misses yet again.
He's a strong player and he gets a great position. He's a decent finisher, and we said off the top, he's not a great finisher, and this is what really lets him down. First touch, excellent. Gets himself in a terrific position. Under pressure from the goalkeeper, Stamatopoulos. Can't get that one on target. He's had 4 or 5 chances like that in this game.
And so a substitution now about to be made by Armenia. This is Artur Sarkisov, who will come into this match, and we'll see who he's going to replace. It's Mosisian. I think you got a quick glimpse of him there. So number 11, Artur Sarkisov, into the match for Mosisian. So Mosisian obviously has to be, I would think, be pleased with the way he played. Maybe not so happy with the fact that he didn't come into this or didn't get out of this game without a goal.
Yeah, he should have had 1 or 2. He'd be disappointed with that. But his runs and the chances that he created has to please the manager. 4 goals in qualifying.
To Guzman. Klukowski, and again, Klukowski's ball goes off a defender and allows Armenia to break away. That's happened to him a couple of times in this game. Ledgerwood plays it back to McKenna. McKenna tries to chip one for Hume. Here's McKenna one more time. McKenna takes a look. Stepping up is Ledgerwood, but that's a foul by Ledgerwood apparently. You sound like you didn't agree with that.
Well, it looked as though from the first time I looked, I thought he just got it stuck in really quickly, and that's still think that is my opinion even after seeing the replay. Finally got possession given to them by Armenia, which has been rare. The foul was given. But as though these are only opportunities Canada are actually going to create, or set pieces, which they scored off from open play. Absolutely nothing. Creativity from midfield, not much.
Yedagarian with the ball forward. No chance for Sarkisov. Throw in for Canada. Here's Atakora. Atakora making just his 3rd appearance for Canada. Edgar for Klukowski. Jackson in open space. Here's Simeon Jackson. Jackson into the box and just runs into traffic and turns it over. Here's Herapetian. Now Uzbelis to the far side. Armenia quite comfortable here. Last 15 minutes of the game. Oh, and that's a bad play there. Stamatopoulos comes out. And now Adekora. Not sure if that was Edgar maybe. We'll have another look at that perhaps. But anyway, it was bad play by Canada defensively. And now they've won a free kick with Hume being injured.
Well, there's Edgar getting out-muscled. And good goalkeeper from Stamatopoulos, who does really good, really strong arm. Saving the day for Canada, because this was really poor to see Hume go down with an injury. Poor in so many areas for Canada. Defensively, this is just not good enough either.
Yetagarian. Back it goes to Mikoyan. Arthur Yetagarian. Mikoyan. Yetagarian. Back to Mikoyan. Sent back by Arthur Yetagarian. Don't forget, a little bit later, Italy, United States from Genoa. Jurgen Klinsmann managing the U.S. these days. Twice he managed Germany in matches against Italy. Lost them both. That game coming your way a little bit later here. Sarkisov. Sarkisov with the foul on Ledgerwood.
Jeez. Nick Ledgerwood there. What is that called?
I don't know, but
Korean spine cruncher, I think.
But Canada won the free kick out of it.
Boston leg hold.
Substitution here for Armenia. Into the game is Arthur Euspashian. And coming out of the game is Artek Yetagarian. Artek Yetagarian has been playing as left back. And now Arthur Euspashian will take up that spot. Here comes Armenia one more time. Plenty of players forward, but it's a bad pass right into the feet of David Edgar. Jackson looking to find de Guzman. Hutchinson. Hume. Too far. De Guzman was never going to get to that one. And so it's a goal kick now for Armenia. Mikoyan. Stamatopoulos now for Canada. Time dwindling away. Canada generating very little offensively. After a bright start which saw Kevin McKenna score in the first 5 minutes. But a response twice from Marco Pizzelli has put Armenia in front.
I think it's fair to say that playing Simeon Jackson alone up front has really failed on the day. He's seen very little of the ball.
Well, I'm interested to see that in a game where you can make 5 or 6 substitutions, we haven't seen the likes of Rob Friend or Marcus Haber just to try and make a difference up front.
Well, that's right, because somebody like Haber perhaps could play, you know, you never know what kind of partnership that they could end up building in the future. He might need to play alongside a big striker, maybe somebody like Rob Friend as well.
That was Edgar with a pass forward that eventually went into touch off an Armenian player. Klukowski getting set for a throw-in. But there's a bit of a delay as we make a substitution. Oh, there comes Marcus Haber as Julian de Guzman comes out. And Marcus Haber comes into the game. Haber plays for St. Johnstone in Scotland. Just his third appearance at the senior level. And so we'll see what kind of a difference this makes.
Well, it looks as though when he was running on, it looks as though he's going to play up with Simeon Jackson up top. So that'll make a difference. He'll be able to get a hold of it. They haven't been able to get a hold of the ball since the opening 15, 20 minutes.
Fresh legs, at least for Canada, with 10 minutes to go. Trailing 2-1 to Armenia. And the game played in Cyprus. Through ball, but Stamatopoulos is the first one to it.
So Armenia, they showed that they have players to be able to find that last ball. That last one wasn't particularly brilliant, but in this game, they put some really good through balls from Mosisian, who's had all sorts of chances from creativity starting in midfield.
Adekora headed that ball down for Toussaint Ricketts. Into touch, throw in for Canada. Adekora. McKenna. Edgar. Klukowski. Hutchinson. Ledgerwood. They put that ball between defenders, but there was no Canadian in that area. Went harmlessly to the goalkeeper, Beresovsky. Sarkisov. Shot deflected. Hume. He gave it away cheaply. Sarkisov. Back in front. Ricketts now for Canada. He's looking for Haber. Armenia very quick. They look very fresh right now.
They're definitely more comfortable in possession, Armenia, than Canada.
Ricketts. Ledgerwood. Hutchinson. There's Marcus Haber with it. Haber back to Adekora. McKenna. Canada in possession, but not in a dangerous area. Klukowski. And Klukowski's had a terrible game. He's given it away again. Armenia on the attack. Mike Klukowski is having a nightmare of a game, as his latest giveaway has resulted in a chance for Mkhitaryan, which they wasted.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle for him, isn't it? As well as a number of players have all been skinned at certain particular periods of time. And this game, it's set 2-1 is a miracle. It should have been 4 or 5 goals conceded by Canada. It's really a flattering scoreline now for Canada after getting off to such a great start early in the game.
That tells you something right there, that statistic.
And again, away from home is a place where Canada is going to have to try to get results and probably need a result if they're going to qualify for the next round of World Cup qualifying. And Panama, Honduras, Cuba will be difficult places to go, especially Honduras, especially Panama. You put in 30,000 people in a team that is pretty close to the ability of Armenia. Watch out. Will be 4 or 5.
Adekora recovers the ball for Canada there. Hutchinson. Ricketts. Hume is back for Canada. Couldn't connect with Haber. Ball went into touch at any rate. And once again, coming up on Sportsnet World, kickoff is scheduled for 2:50. We're on the air with our pregame coverage at 2:30 from Weserstadion in Bremen. It's Germany against France. Warm up for both countries for the European Championship, which begins in 100 days. Poland and Ukraine. Hume touches it for Hutchinson. Jackson runs into a wall, into touch, off the defender, though. Throw in for Canada. Bukowski for Jackson. And they'll do it again.
Here's a goal that gets punched to the top of the box by Stamatopoulos. This one comes crashing off the crossbar. What a strike that was. And then the finish from close range. No mistake. Second of the day.
That has provided the margin of what could very well be an Armenian victory as they lead 2-1. We're inside the final 5 minutes. Canada desperately trying to find a way through. They've been stymied every step of the way. Ricketts back to Ledgerwood. Hutchinson nearly took that down nicely. Hovsepian clears it, but it's a corner kick for Canada. So there's the man who gave away the corner kick. It looked like Hutchinson was going to take it. Now Ian Hume says, I want it. So Hume comes over to take the corner kick. So if Canada's ever going to score, it's off a set piece, it would appear. And here's an opportunity. Hume takes the corner kick, falls. Oh, and they're lucky because the referee sees some pushing in the box. And so it looks like they'll do this again. They will. So Ian Hume gets another crack at this. Referee speaking with Atakora and Euspasian. So Hume wants to replace the ball.
You'd think there'd be some urgency here and maybe nick a goal because they've not been in the game, Canada, but could still come out of this with a 2-2 tie.
Header from Jackson goes high and harmlessly over the bar. Frustrating day for Canada, a game which started brightly, but Armenia has done a very good job of just shutting Canada down. Along the way, scoring 2 goals themselves and probably should have scored several more. 2.5 minutes to go. Played back by Uzbelis. That's McCoyan. McCoyan with it again. Plays it through the middle to Mkhitaryan. Foul there by Ledgerwood. Against Mkhitaryan, and Ledgerwood is in the book in the late going for that tackle and foul as he chopped down Henrik Mkhitaryan.
Good officiating, good call. A little frustrating. He just lunges in. Mkhitaryan gets caught late. And the yellow card rightly given to Ledgerwood.
Here's Atakora. Ricketts for Ledgerwood. Jackson tried to chest it towards Hume. Now Armenia come back the other way. Uzbelis. Klukowski misses him. Here comes Klukowski trying to get back into the play. Uzbelis. Back to Uzbelis. Armenia still in the attack, into the box. Klukowski, Klukowski takes down Sarkisov, and a penalty has been awarded. So Klukowski's nightmare in Cyprus continues, and it'll continue to the very end, with Sarkisov winning a penalty with 30 seconds to go in regular time. It's a night to forget for Mike Klukowski and, in fact, for the Canadian team.
Yeah, Klukowski gets beat for pace, doesn't adjust his feet, clips his back leg, and for my money, that looks a penalty. Gets beat all day long there. He gets clipped across going for the ball. Not only there's been much Canada can do complaining about that, just better players driving toward the box, driving in the box, more ability.
So Aris Özbilis, who's making his first appearance tonight for Armenia, born in Turkey, plays for Ajax. He's already been booked in this game, and now he's taking a penalty, and he's got a goal. So it's been quite a debut for 23-year-old Aris Özbilis, as he provides Armenia with a 3-1 lead, and it will likely be a 3-1 victory as we're now into stoppage time.
Well, he plays for Ajax. They beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. Not enough to take Ajax to the next phase of Europa League, but he's had a few good weeks. Debut for Armenia. Sweet strike. 3-1, little icing on the cake, and that'll be it. For Canada, they're going to go down to Armenia here in Cyprus.
So a bright start for Canada, nullified when Armenia figured out what to do, and they did it well. 2 goals from Picelli and 1 from Özbilis. Canada looking for a penalty there, not given. Hutchinson, the player, down in the box. Pardon me, Jackson down in the box. Anyway, it's Canada with the ball. Edgar couldn't thread it through. Klukowski. And Armenia now content just to pass the ball around at the back as they're safe in front by a 2-goal margin. Last minute of time added here. Jackson for Hutchinson. Hutchinson to Klukowski. Jackson ball went into touch. So a substitution here for Armenia. Erepetian is coming out. You wonder about this. We're going to hear the full-time whistle in a minute. He's coming into the game is Kamo Ohanesian. Ohanesian is into the game, and we're just about to the final whistle with Armenia in charge 3-1. Canadian players will all go back to their clubs after this. The next time they get together will be at a pre-World Cup qualifying training camp, likely to be held in Florida. In fact, it will be held in Florida in May to get the players acclimatized to the heat that they'll find in Cuba, where they play their first qualifier. And so that is it, the final whistle. A comfortable victory for Armenia. Kevin McKenna with the first goal. Open scoring for Canada, but Marcos Picelli with 2 goals in the 23rd and 67th minutes. And then the penalty at the very end by Özbilis to make it 3-1. And so Canada's first international match of 2012 has ended in defeat as Armenia has defeated Canada by a score of 3-1. We'll wrap this up right after the break.